Hi, I'm Nicola and I'm just starting a cut flower garden. I would like you to join along in my journey to see the ups and downs. I'm sure there'll be plenty of mistakes this season, and hopefully we can learn together. Hopefully I can share some tips and tricks that you find useful, so please stay tuned. Today I thought I'd make a seasonal bouquet for a friend that I'm going to visit tomorrow. I'm not a florist by any stretch of the imagination, so we'll see what it comes up with. The cutting patch has just been started this year, and so whilst I have some little seedlings coming through, there is absolutely nothing in there that is remotely able to be cut. So what we're going to have to do is scavenge the garden and the fields and hedgerows to see what's flowering at the moment. I have noticed in the garden that there is a lot of things that are green. So we've had rain this week, so we've had a month of virtually no rain, and we have had some rain this week, so everything has suddenly taken off. It's very lush and green, but not really any flowers yet. So whether we have anything that would constitute a focal flower for the arrangement, I don't know, but we can see what's flowering and what isn't, and we'll take it from there. So what I'm going to try and do is collect 30 stems for the bouquet of a variety of different flowers, so that hopefully, so 30 stems, maybe 10 different varieties of each things that I find, and hopefully the variety makes it seem like a nice bouquet. I'm actually going to make 2 bouquets, I think, if I can find enough. One for me as a test, and the nicer one goes to my friend tomorrow. So let's go and have a look. So let's grab a bucket and go see what we can find. Let's take 3 with us. So bucket is filled. Let's go up to the field to see what we can find. We have some lovely euphorbia there that's orange that might come into play. All of the blossom is now finished on the trees. There is some over there, so I might go and take a look over there later. But let's go to the fields, because I've discovered some lilac that I didn't know existed. I've lived here 10 years and didn't notice that there was lilac in the field until I opened the bedroom window, or looked out the bedroom window this week. So we'll go and see what we can get from there. There we go, hidden behind a tree that isn't a lilac tree is some lilac. So I will get a few sprigs of that. I won't film myself doing it because we have some barbed wire here, so this could get messy. I'll also collect some cow parsley. We have lots up the field, and it is delightful at this time of year. I love cow parsley. All that frothiness in spring. So that is definitely going to go into the bouquet. But I think that's probably all that I can scavenge from the field. So let's see if I can get to this. So here we have the lilac and a big bunch of cow parsley that I've collected. I could just have a vase of cow parsley. I absolutely love it. Beautiful. And if you could only be here, the smell from this lilac is delicious. So hopefully that will make a lovely centrepiece in the bouquet and fill the house with all that wonderful smell. Let's carry on now to the garden and see what else I can add in. This is a close-up, if you can see it, of the blossom I showed you earlier. I'm not sure whether it's going to make a good choice in amongst my old compost heap. So whether I can make it, I do like to create a challenge and create a tip as well when I work. So there is some branches over there that I should be able to get at. So let me have a look at that and see what I can pick. I have no idea what this is, but the colour's rather beautiful. So we'll see what we can get. This next one that I'm going to try is, again, not quite sure what it's called, and it is also in blossom, so it's got these lovely yellow flowers, and here we go. I have never seen it flower so well. I've never even noticed it. It's always been about the leaves, this one. Beautiful red leaves, and I've never noticed the blossom. Now there is something in this area of the garden that stinks. It smells like death. So I'm hoping it is not this bush. I know it's not a dead animal because it smells throughout the year every now and again, but we've yet to identify what it is. So I'll pick some of these and add to the arrangement. I have to say that last shrub was spiky, so it may not make its way into the bouquet. Pick some, but not so pleasant. Now I have, in the meanwhile, picked some hellebores and the last of the tulips and a bit of sweet pea stuff. Nothing's in flower, but we have loads of a sweet pea that's perennial, so I thought I'd pick some and it could have some wildness to the bouquet. And also, because of the tulips, I was going to pick this geranium, mainly because of the colouring on the leaf rather than the colouring of the flower, although they do match, but they're fairly insignificant. But I've got quite a lot of this, so I thought I'd add this, and then I was going to add some of this euphorbia that we looked at before. So I shall go and pick that. And the final piece that I'm going to put in are some of these lovely cornflowers that have just started to flower. Beautiful. I may put in some Solomon seal because it's my absolute favourite plant, but kind of feel it should maybe stay in the garden. So I've had to stop myself because I think I've got more than enough for 2 bouquets here. I've probably got enough for about 5 when you look at it. Who knows what this will end up like? Hopefully it will be very pretty. I'm going to leave them to condition now and I'll come and do the arrangements later. So I have conditioned all of the flowers, and I am in the process, or I'm just about to start building the bouquets. I have got quite a lot there, so I think I should be able to get at least 3 bouquets out of it. My only concern is I haven't got so much focal flowers, so I've added in some aquilegia that I found later on. And what else did I add in? I think that was it. Oh, and I found some of this lovely Greek, no, I don't know what it is. I think it came up on Google as a garlic thing. It was in the hedgerow as I was walking the dogs. So I've plucked that out. So I shall start building what we've got, and then see how it turns out. Okay. I have to stop myself. I mean, I'm getting to the point where it's difficult to hold on to, so I kind of figure for the most part, then for most vases, that's probably the limit. So let's take a look at that. Kind of feel I need a bit more floatiness. We're missing it. It's kind of got hidden. Let's put it behind the Aqualesia. I'll take that off there. That. And then, I don't know, put a bit in there. So I think that's going to do us, because otherwise it's too many stems. So I'm going to tie it up with a piece of string that I've got. Right, a wild bouquet. I'm just going to have a quick count up to see how many stems I've got. Around about 30, let's say. Let me trim them and see if that makes any difference to being able to see. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29. Yep, so there is about 30 in that. 30 stems in that bouquet. Let me put that over here. And then I just need to get on with all of the others. So that's it complete. So 3 bouquets of around about 30 stems each. Let's call them rustic, as it contains a lot of hedgerow flowers. But I think, let me just take, 3 bouquets and a little posy, which has about 15, 20 stems, but they're all of the smaller flowers that are left. So there we have 3 bouquets and a posy from a few clippings from the garden.